I'm gonna go back real quick with the song. So we'll do that. Okay, on to Sandstorm here. We're actually doing this a little bit different this time. This is taken from the end of the Twitch stream for the battle stuff here. So I have deliberately deafened because I even said it to them just now. Pepper and Psy keep talking over each other and would be interrupting a lot of the flow off of this. So Psy has deafened himself as well. So you'll be taking a look on the actual stream itself. So hello. Hopefully we can actually pull some reasonable stuff out of here. Sandstorm is a very weird set compared to like the last one. A lot of this seems kind of unassuming at first, but it's actually like really strong. And some of the issues that we had in the previous format, like the slow speed of getting evolutions in play, that kind of gets fixed up a little bit here. We really do not have very many trainers at all in this one, but I think that's okay because what we do have is like Rare Candy, which is Pokemon Breeder is back, except it's even more powerful at this point because we can use it turn 1 and also we can evolve to stage 1s instead, so instant Delcatty on turn 1. You know, really strong there. We do have Wally's training as well, which can also potentially be good. This will be excellent for the Linoon, actually, because you can evolve the active Zigzagoon into a Linoon and get your search immediately too. So there's a bit more consistency there. Most important for the consistency, we have Dunsparce. And this is just basically a mandatory 4-orb in most decks. So hopefully we pull it, because otherwise we're going to be a little bit sad in this one. So we need that, we need the Rare Candy. There's a lot of the actual Pokemon are decent here as well, but we will just go over those as we pull them. So let's just get to it, see what we can do, and hope this goes well. Alright, so starting off, Omastar is actually pretty good. It has Hydro Cannon, so this is the same attack as what Dark Blastoise had, except its baseline is double colorless. So that might come up. You could literally splash it into a different acceleration engine maybe, play it with a different type like fighting to cover the lightning weakness, and still do 70 for like 2 water and 2 say fighting energy. It's pretty good. The baby Pokemon come back in here, but they do not actually become babies at this point. They are just straight basics that you evolve with their powers. This does mean if you can't use Pokemon powers or Poke powers, like say Umbreon was active, you wouldn't be able to evolve these things. So I don't know. Azurill is definitely not the good one, so we ain't too fussed about that. Rest of this pack, nothing really super fancy. The Anorith does evolve from a Claw Fossil instead of Mysterious Fossil, so that is something worth noting. Next one we get, there's a holo, but it's not a very good one. Zangoose can't get poisoned, so I guess nuts to you wheezing. Target Slash specifically hits Seviper, and Seviper is really bad, so that's not very good. And Super Slash is 60 if they are an evolution Pokemon, so yeah, I was making a joke with Psy and Pepper beforehand that they stole all of the holos out of my packs, so you know. Claw Fossil itself is a 40 HP Pokemon at this point, and it does damage the opponent if they attack it, so that's kind of neat. Shiftery over here is mostly boost energy fodder, but you could use this in any generic acceleration engine as well. Snipe 40 is respectable, it's got 120 HP, so that's pretty good. And then Slash 4 for 60, it's okay. It's mostly the HP and the fact that you can snipe stuff here. I think the Volbeat was kind of okay. You could either poison or sleep depending on the coin flip that you have there, and 40 damage if the opponent's got a special condition on them. You can pair this with some things like the Wheezing was pretty good, Sceptile was okay, but they've all got big retreat costs, so it probably doesn't work, but oh well. The other one to note here is Eevee, mostly because the evolutions are pretty bad in this set, with one exception being Espeon, and this lets you search for 3 cards that evolve from Eevee, so you can use them however you want really, but pretty good. Oh, interesting little setup here for it. There's a holo Shiftery in this set too, and this one's actually pretty powerful. Once during your turn, flip a coin. If heads, return an energy attached to the defending Pokemon to the opponent's hand. Its attack does 80, but 10 less for every energy they have on them, so it synergizes with itself fairly well. It's actually quite a good pickup. We also see Arcanine over here. I didn't mention the Growlithe before, but both of them have got this fire availability, where if the opponent damages you whilst it is active, then they get burned, so potentially some extra damage off of that. Burn Up is also quite respectable, 60 for free. If you flip tails, you discard all the fire on it, but just attach only one fire and it's fine. Electabuzz is pretty respectable. The Elekid in here is fairly good too, and Electabuzz can snipe 40 for free energy, not too bad. And then the Armaldo. If this is active, neither player can play supporter cards. Supporter cards were literally like a quarter of our entire deck last round, so this is very dangerous. And also, Blade Arms is a good attack too, just 60 for free is respectable. A little bit less splashable because it's double fighting, but that's still really good. Oh! As Pepper is clicking furiously on this right now, we got the Gargantuan. This card is insane. I've got this in real life somewhere as well. It's a very pretty card. It's a stage 2 EX, so this is a much more respectable one than what we got before. It has two weaknesses, so it's weak to grass and psychic, which is a little bit annoying, but it's got two fantastic attacks here. Feedback does damage counter for every card in the opponent's hand to the opponent's active, and Sandstorm for, it's a fairly expensive attack, but you can charge this up with any sort of acceleration you want. 10 damage times the total amount of energy that's in play. Energy, not energy cards. Boost energy will give you 30 extra damage and can fuel this as well. So it's a minimum of 40 if the opponent's just not playing the game, but they are going to be playing the game. So you're looking at probably 70, 80, maybe even 90 damage on average with this. More if you're up against an acceleration deck. This card is brutal. So very, very good there. I don't want to discount Wally's training here either. I did mention this briefly, but this just lets you evolve your active Pokemon. Wally as an actual card is banned and was banned and expanded before the turn 1 supporter rules changed, so this card is clearly very good, and we can use this with support Pokemon like the Linoon, like Delcatty. We can search for a bunch of stuff off of it, so very, very good card. Oh, I am having issues over here. What's going on with that? Uh-oh. Hang on, gotta click out the game window real quick. No, I'm having controller issues. What are we doing with this here? Hang on, I've got to unmute this because I am having controller issues over here. What is going on with this here? Just like lost proper control over my stuff real quick. It's like, you know, I mouse over something and it's auto.
Echoing issues.
Yeah, echoing issues. It's weird. Okay, there we go. I think I fixed it at that. I just had to disconnect my controller again, because effectively I was highlighting over Wally's training for a sec there, and it was just like, it wouldn't unhighlight, and I couldn't like move with the controller or anything. It was very weird. Anyway, yeah, let's keep going. Alright, next up. Look at this big old whale over here. We got one Wailord in the previous thing actually, so this is pretty worth talking about. We've been seeing like a stall deck on this thing, 200 HP. It's insane. Its attack is like Karate Chop, but you know, very big, fitting of the whale, right? 3 water and a colorless energy for 100 damage, but it does less based on the amount of damage that's on the Wailord. But it can also just retreat to the bench and heal 3 off of itself, right? So it's pretty good. The Xatu is potentially something you could pair with it, but this is like a different flavor of Weezing. It doesn't do status conditions on the opponent's active, but it does remove the retreat cost of Weezing at the cost of 10 HP. But Healing Wind is pretty good too. You just heal 10 damage from your active once per turn, per Xatu. So, you know, that's pretty good. Elekid is potentially worth looking at here as well, because the gather energy, if you're playing a lightning deck, search your deck for a basic and just attach it to one of your Pokemon. Pretty solid. Alright, moving on. Lynette's Net Search is kind of worth talking about. Search your deck for up to 3 different types of basic Pokemon, show them to your opponent, put them into your hand. You don't put them on the bench like Fan Club, so if you're playing a lot of different stuff here, like Colorless for Dunsparce, and then 2 different types for support stuff, or like your attacker and your support thing, that's not terrible. So, could be a Fan Club replacement at this point. Ooh, Dusclops is cool. as Pepper is highlighting that. Espeon, I think, is the one that I'm a little bit more interested in here. Confuse Ray is a coin toss, but it's still 1 energy 20, so Rare Candy can work quite well with that, assuming we pull it. Energy Crush is the play though. 20 damage plus 10 for each energy that's on all of the opponent's Pokemon. This is for a boost energy too, and I do have 2 copies of that. So any energy acceleration the opponent uses will just fuel this and make it stronger, which is really good. Double full heal is just a doubles specific full heal here. It's not really worth noting, but it is kind of funny. Dusclops though, the meme Pokemon of the set that actually has some pretty good applications too. Random Curse is the good attack here. 5 damage counter snipe anywhere that you want on the opponent's board, so you can set them up very well. Judgment is the meme pick. If you flip 2 heads, which I technically did do today, so that was pretty funny, auto knockout on anything. Very fun card. Not like good for the first attack, but the second one is nice. There's nothing super huge in this one. The Linoon is worth noting because it just puts a card from your discard pile into your hand. Do keep in mind that supporters do not get discarded till the end of the turn, so you cannot play, say, a fan club and use Sniff Out to get that fan club back. That is not how it works. Make sure you note that. Zero Retreat is also really good, as Pepper's noted in the chat too. Very, very nice card with that there. So this will supplement the fact that I only have 2 of the other one, so pretty solid. Nothing too great in here. We do need Nuzleaf actually because we have the Shiftry available. Umbreon is just very underpowered, unfortunately. I love the artwork on this card, but it's really not very good. We were already lamenting Mighty Enna for doing this amount of damage, and this doesn't have any effect on top of that. Just lame, unfortunately. Ooh, there we go, there we go. Yeah, sad face on the Umbreon. Happy face on this though. We have Rare Candy. Is again fantastic card to have around here, so yep, there we go. And the other one I think of noting here is Why Not, because the Wobbuffet in this set has got Safeguard, so it blocks out everything from EXs. Why Not lets you search your deck for a Pokemon card for every energy that's attached to the Why Not, and it actually has 50 HP too, so we might be able to play that if we get Wobbuffet as well. Like Gardevoir Wobs would be perfectly fine, so not too bad. Alright, next up we have Golduck is kind of cool. If it's active, you can flip to confuse the opponent, and Special Blow if we are going to see a lot of special energy come in. This is a very strong card to counteract them. 70 damage, does take 2 different types of energy unfortunately, but we could just use a special energy of our own, so powerful card to say the least. Right, last one in the first third here is nothing too fancy. The Kecleon is cute. We do get a Dunsparce though, actually. The Kecleon is cute because it has the same typing as all the basic energy that's attached, but Double Scratch just doesn't do enough, so unfortunate. Dunsparce is super important though. Apart from just being the Mitsuhiro Arita artwork, which I know Wasi is actually really happy about, Strike and Run is super cool. You search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon, put them on the bench, shuffle the deck afterwards, and then you can switch Dunsparce out. So, very, very good setup. This will eclipse Fan Club, basically, in most decks. I don't want to discount the Zigzagoon either. Collect is just solid, right? If you're going to play Linoon anyway, play the one that draws a card. Really good. Nothing too good in this one, unfortunately, so we are just going to move on. The Lotad, there's a theme in this set with one of the Lotad family has got Rain Dish to heal themselves between turns. Nothing too fancy though. Nothing super special in here either. The Azumarill is cute if you have the Swampert stuff. It's basically just a bunny flavored Executor. It does 10 damage instead of 20 for the coin flips that you get heads on, but it's still the same general idea, so not really strong enough unfortunately. Espeon is fine. double full heal. Nothing really too great in here except the Dunsparce. That's definitely worth noting. Moving on, another Rare Candy is good. This is the good Duskull as well, as we've noted so far. This one lets you just look at the opponent's hand, like get a card out of the opponent's hand without looking. This isn't on a coin toss like the Poochyena was, so definitely good. Onyx is also potentially a thing. We haven't seen Steelix yet, but both of them have got this rage attack. It's a little expensive, but you could potentially do quite a lot of damage with that, so Steelix is not too terrible, but it doesn't look like we're going to get it at this rate. Lots of this Arcanine, lots of Lynette if I do want to go down that sort of route, I guess, is fine. Moving on. Just this Seedot does 30 damage if you flip heads. It's kind of insane. Fossils, I guess, is fine. This Murkrow is somewhat interesting. It also has the same like surprise thing as the Duskull does, but like Dark Mind is more just decent sniping. If you're in Dark anyway, that could be a play, but I don't know. What else we got? Pichu. Pichu's good. If you're playing Lightning, Pichu is definitely something you would want to consider. You search your discard pile for up to 2 basic energy cards, attach them to one of your Pokemon, put the damage counter on your Pokemon for each energy you attach that way. If you play multi-energy, if we actually pull any, then you would be able to actually use that as well. Multi-energy would just give you the Lightning to play this with, so could be pretty good. Alright, next up, we got a different holo. I mean, there's another Zangoose, that's a bit lame. Illumise, I guess we haven't seen yet. If you've got Volbeat in play, then fighting a Dark Pokemon do 30 less damage to Illumise specifically, so I guess that's kind of neat. It's got the same Pester type attack as well, so if you're playing a status condition heavy deck, it's fine, I guess. I'm trying to think what would even do that. Vileplume, I think, could poison as a power? I don't know. Flareon's a little bit underpowered, unfortunately. I know it's hard to compare it to Blaziken, but Blaziken's rare version did 80 for the same cost. I mean, it's fine, but it's got a 2 energy retreat as well. It's just a little bit underpowered, I think, especially for a holo. Again, nothing too fancy in here. We are getting an Electabuzz at least, but nothing amazing to speak on. I mean, so many Arcanine if we want to go down that route. Here's another holo that I know Azure will be very happy at. I don't think I've ever read this card in my life though. What does this more wow do? So, Scam is look at your opponent's hand, have your opponent shuffle a supporter card you find there, and if they do, they draw a card. That's kind of ill. And then you can force the opponent to switch and do 20 to the new thing. 60 HP only, that's really not very good, unfortunately. So a lot of dud holos so far, it seems. Sableye is worth noting. You look at the opponent's hand and you use the effect of a supporter card you find there as the effect of this attack. So there were a lot of different supporters getting played in this format, so that could definitely be a good answer for it. Okay, rounding out the second third, we have Raichu. Hey, one of my other favorite Pokemon. This card is the black sheep of this format, we think. Mega Thunderbolt is insane, right? 120 damage for free energy. You have to discard every energy that's attached to it, but 120 KOs like everything that isn't a stage 2 EX. So that's definitely passable. Dazzle Blast is not entirely terrible either. 20 for Lightning and Flip to Confuse is not unreasonable. 1 energy retreat, 100 HP is decent. There's maybe potential with this, but I didn't pull enough of the Raichu from Skyridge, so maybe not. I don't know. Alright, last third. Wobbuffet is a good start. Prevent all effects of attacks including damage done to Wobbuffet by the opponent's EXs. Also does 50 for free just by itself. Yeah, it does 10 to itself, so it's not impervious, but that's respectable for a basic Pokemon. And then we have another Dunsparce, that's good. Nothing too amazing here otherwise, so let's just move on. Yo, Kabutops. This is worth noting. I basically missed the Kabutops from Neo Discovery. This is another version of that, where it has the same initial attack, except it's for colorless instead of fighting. Flip for up to 3 energies that you have attached to this thing, do 40 times the number of heads. But this time, instead of having a small attack with Slash, it has a big attack in Spiral Drain. 2 fighting, 2 colorless, 70 damage, heal 20. Massive 150 HP on this thing. This is a power card if I ever saw one. Vaporeon is an interesting Swampert card that we aren't going to be able to use, but I mean, it does take some colorless energy here as well, so this, you could argue, is a pretty reasonable card to play in just like an EV toolbox type thing. 50 ignore resistance is decent against Sceptile, so yeah, I don't know, it's okay. Another Wobbuffet is good. Other than that, this pack doesn't really do anything, so next up, there's another Pichu. While he's training, I am not seeing more Raichu. We didn't see the Armonite very often here, which is annoying because I have like 6 Omastar or something. I also haven't seen a single multi-energy yet. That's very unfortunate. The Armonite and the Kabuto as well also let you just search for any number of the line and just play them down, which is pretty good. Also gets basic Pokemon too, so that's nice. Another Raichu. Okay. Do I even have acceleration I can use with this? I don't know, but I guess we're going to have to find out, aren't we? Very interesting to pull another one of those. Another Why Not could be good too. We'll see. Next up, another Shiftry. Okay, another Wobbuffet's good too. Yeah, this is 2 of the Shiftry at this point, so that's quite respectable. How many of these have we got left? Like 5? 6? About 5? We'll see. Nothing that I don't already have in this one. This is a different Nuzleaf. This has got like 80 HP instead, but Razor Wind is just an awful attack, so I don't know about that one. Next up, there's our first multi-energy, and a 4th Wobbuffet. Is interesting. Multi-energy is a rainbow energy, but it only works as a rainbow if you don't have any other special energy attached. So it basically precludes you from playing any of the other fancy stuff, but this lets you more easily splash other cards into engine stuff here, so still very strong. The Kabuto reduces damage done to it by 20, which is just solid, so yeah, pretty good setup on there. Another Zangoose, are you kidding me? Alright, well, we got another Kabuto. The Steelix here, again, I think this could have been pretty cool. 2 metal, 2 colorless, do 20 to each of the opponent's Pokemon. Given that this is a tank-based thing, this could be respectable, but we did lose Goldberry, so I don't know how you're healing this at this point. But maybe Steelix, Xatu or something could be a play, if people actually had enough of it. 2 packs left. Armaldo, number 2, so I guess if I took the deck for that, we could get that. Another Pichu. It was respectable pulls, and then the last one, the Shiftry to make a 2-2 split. We didn't see this Arbok at all, actually. This one, as long as it's your active, any damage done is like reduced by 10, the same usual thing. Toxic is 20 and like double poison on the thing, but it's very expensive to use, so I don't know if that's actually going to work. Okay, I noticed a distinct lack of red candy, and I'm pretty sure a lack of... I think I missed like 1 Dunsparce or something as well here. But we will see. So where is that? Where's our sorter? It's like there, right? Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw 2 candy. Do that. Should have done it the other way around. Doesn't matter. So we can see. I mean, I got a lot of Wally, so there is that in at least. So let's save this before I spread it. Draft sets. This is set number 17. Sandstorm. Do that, so we will spread those. And then just before I go in and take a look that way, I need to save these ones as well. So that is here. This is the spares. We do not have the promos and stuff sorted right now. I guess we might do that live in a sec as well. We'll just get those set up as well. So in terms of what did I get as spares, I got a Wally. Otherwise I'm not really seeing much here at all, actually. Just a bunch of the commons. I did get enough of the Aron, which would have been fine, but I didn't get any Aggron EX. So that's not really going to be on the cards for me unless I trade for both of them. Just 1 multi-energy is sad, 2 rare candy, so I'm going to have to try and pick that up from Pepper, I think. The 2 Armaldo, so if we take the Armaldo deck, we can actually play this just like Psy can, so that's kind of cool. Sableye is neat. The Wobbuffets are good. Only 3 Dunsparce, so we're 1 short. That's probably still manageable. Only 1 Kabutops EX is a little saddening when I was hoping to like pick up 2 to go with the Skyridge one, but it's passable. Raichu is good. Lots of Pichu, so maybe this could be like Juggler Pichu could be a good energy acceleration thing to go into. Yeah, like I was saying, lots of Wobbuffet. The 1 Gardevoir. Only 1 Gardevoir pull between all 3 of us. So, I don't know. I mean, it only takes 1 Psychic. This could still be a decent engine in some, or like attacker in something else, right? We'll just have to see. Like maybe in a multi-energy deck or something. If I'm playing stage 2s with Red Candy anyway, I just need to secure the other candies, which I don't know how we're doing that just yet, but we shall see. Before we wrap up then, let me actually bring the decks out as well, and I guess we need to figure out the promos real quick. Should have done this beforehand, that's why I usually don't do these on stream, but I think this was worth it. Where are they? Fiend decks. We have Oasis and Caravan as the names here. So this one is focused on Armaldo, and then the other one is focused on the this one is focused on the Credilli. I think Pepper is loading in the promos, or was potentially loading in the promo stuff. There was a lag spike for reasons, but so these are our 2 options. The Credilli itself was actually really cool, and I wish we could have had this. It stops the opponent from retreating whilst it's in the active, and Lure Poison can swap their active and poison the new thing. So you can easily manipulate their bench a lot with that. And then, you know, there's the Nuzleaf and stuff in here as well, so we could have maybe played with this one. But I think I need to take the Armaldo one if for no other reason than I have the energy and stuff to... I need the multi-energy. Also gives us the 4th Zigzagoon and the 3rd Armaldo, so we'd be able to play with that. I'd have lots of Wally's training spare, but I don't think that's going to be too important at this point, so that's a bit of a shame. Let's take a look at the fossil count actually. I have 4 Claw Fossil already, only 1 Root Fossil. Wow, I just did not get any of the Credilli stuff, huh? Well, Wailord Stall is not happening for me. That is fine. I mean, we're getting the promos filtered out just now by the looks of it, hopefully. Yeah. Looks like it. So here is what we have then. So nothing too fancy out of it here. Unfortunately, this isn't the good Grovyle. I guess this would be neat for alternate artwork, because this is the Trico that I played. But Pikachu, maybe, actually? Agility is not terrible, so yeah. Meowth would be good if we ever had a good Persian, but we don't. And then this is the Suicune from the Aquapolis set, I want to say. There was a couple of promo printings of it for whatever reason. And yeah, it's there. We'll get these added to our promo stuff in a minute. But I think, if only because of the multi-energy, despite having all of the fossil stuff here, I kind of need to take the Armaldo deck. So that is what we shall do. So we're going to have 2 multi-energy. I need to get trades for the rare candies if possible. I think Psy actually pulled 4 as well, right? So I'm going to have to... we're going to get scalped on that one. Nah, that's too harsh, I'm sorry. But yeah, we'll see how it works. Either way, compared to the other 2, I think this is a pretty poor opening, to be honest, but it did have Gardevoir, so I can't really complain too much. Alright, with that, I guess we'll see in the early week how our deck building will go here. Also, what is it with me and not pulling Breloom? Jesus.